Hello, everybody, and welcome to Garblag Games, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are playing another game of Cyberpunk Red, and I am joined by my wonderful players, two of our great cast members, and of course, two Garblags of the Apocalypse. Once again, I think they don't trust me. Probably something to do with, yeah. A mature warning from an immature mind kind of thing. So let's do a little bit of round of introductions, then we'll do a quick recap, and then we'll jump straight into it. So starting off with Ben.
Hello. Not sure whether I'm famine or plague at the minute. Probably one of those. Maybe both. Let's not beat about the bush. Hi, I'm Ben. I'm playing Tane Waitu, who is a media, a Polynesian Kiwi-born, ocean-traveling nomad who settled down in Night City after his entire family went missing. He likes to report the news and is trying to make a name for himself. Has a little bit of a tragic past in terms of a love life, but not as tragic as everybody else's, it seems. At the minute, he's mostly made of holes loosely held together with bandages.
Well, that's not too bad. You could be in Pete's situation, Pete.
Hi, I'm Lofax. I'm a fixer, and I've got 37 hours to live. Yes, poor old Lofax got sprayed with some gas. He's now dying from the inside. I was going to say slowly, but actually pretty quickly. I've got a few bullet wounds from a Diddy gun from a drone last time. And I'm getting my wounded pride from my hammer throw didn't shatter a piece of glass. I'm just he's generally trying to recover from that kind of thing. Generally amazed.
A really small minigun.
It was a Diddy gun. He's amazed that he's still alive, and figuring out that this crew's pretty handy and good to be around. Maybe they could be his friends.
Well, we'll see about that. I'm not.
That's
so
what I'm
sure.
after. I'm after.
He's after
friendship.
some friends because he's the loneliest person.
I've got no
friends.
I've got no friends or tragic love
background.
affairs. I've got one enemy who's an ex-friend whose entire gang want to rip my face off.
So the only friend you had.
We don't
wants to
want
kill you.
your friend now.
Shut up!
Look
You
where
are
they
my
are.
friend. It's too late.
Well, on that
For the
note,
next few hours.
On that note, Rog, what you got?
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Switch, who is a tech. He is a massive slag. He slept his way around apparently half of the area. He's of Eastern European origin. Likes to be a bit trendy, sort of short, spiky, dyed hair, wearing quite flash clothing. Always carries around a toolkit, and somehow has fallen in with this lot, mainly because he happened to liberate a few motor spikes and thinks maybe I can get a bit of cash hanging around with them.
And don't talk about the tool hand. And finally, Aaron.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Stitch, not to be confused with Switch. Stitch is a med tech, works as a member of a trauma team during the day and runs an off-the-books clinic in the mega building when he's not at work. Of course, that requires capital, so occasionally he takes odd jobs like this. He generally views everyone as either a customer that needs patching up or as a completely neutral bag of flesh. He doesn't really have any friends, and the only person he cares about is his ex-lover who left him to go back to a Go Gang leader who had threatened to kill Stitch if she did not. That Go Gang leader did manage to tear off Stitch's left arm, which is why he has a cybernetic arm now. Stitch's only real goals in life are to keep his clinic running, kill that Go Gang leader and possibly his entire gang, and the fixer who organized organ theft rings, who resulted in the death of his family.
I think I'm calling it now. I'm going to change my name to Snitch.
There really is so much more to build on.
And
with
I'll
these,
be
Cyberpunk
bitch.
January catches. Snitch bits, Rich. Okay. With that over, let's kind of get the ball rolling. When last we saw our edge runners, they were following a lead on some high-tech ammo and weapons, which they knew to be sold from a fixer by the name of Expo. They met with Expo on the outskirts of the mega building in the kind of construction areas where it was still being built, with loads of exposed concrete cement and girders and all this sort of stuff. There they found a man. Yeah, there they found a man being drowned in cement, liquid cement, whilst he was being looked on by Expo and his muscle for hire, a heavily cybernetic individual by the name of Viscera.
Subtle.
Yes, so subtle.
Also a bit silly calling yourself that when you haven't got any.
True. He was heavily cybernetic to the point where he might not have actually had any organs. With the info, they were able to bargain / cajole out of Expo. They made their way to Redwater Industries in the office areas. They were able to sneak in, where they actually found a lot of, the residents of this office were already dead. And our edge runners had to battle a cybernetic four-armed ninja, which now, after a tough fight, lies dead at their feet.
Face down because we shot it in the back like heroes.
It's at this point.
There was a sniper, wasn't there?
No, it was a sniper drone.
It was a sniper drone.
Yeah, and the drones all blew up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so that blew up as well. It's at this point, though, that there's a massive bright light from what looks like some sort of hover vehicle beaming a light in through the window, and then over every open comm link in the vicinity, including your own ones, there's a voice saying, "This is the ASS."
I'm going to show
Really?
ass.
Did they not run that past marketing?
It's deliberate. It's disarming, you see.
Like for real, did they not think about that?
No, they didn't. Which
Guys,
makes it even
seriously,
more
talk
funnier.
to PR.
I really hope the bloke's called Jack.
This is ASS, which is the Arasaka Security Services. I was trying not to laugh when I came up with this, which is the Arasaka Security Services. Basically, they're the fuzz, they're the police. We have the building surrounded. Lay down your weapons and come out with your hands up. So at which point, that Ruby kind of looks around for a second, looks at the body, points at Stitch, and says, "Stitch, cut this thing's head off. You guys, take this body, take this head, down to the Dream Speakers. They'll be able to hack its memory, so maybe we'll be able to get a lead from there."
Wait, aren't they the guys that started this problem?
What about the ass?
I'll lead the ass away.
Stitch doesn't even blink.
Something around here stinks.
He just
It's the ass. man.
kneels down and takes the head off.
Right, look, I'll carry the head because I can't shoot for shit, and you two are still intact for a given value of intact.
Stitch looks you up and down. He's like, "No, you're probably not going to make it." He puts the
that's
head
fine.
in his med bag and he runs.
Yeah, I'll leg it with him.
Oh, going.
Right, how are you guys getting out?
Running.
Stitch is going to go back the way he came. He's going to go down the side of the building.
Okay, so
which side is the hover vehicle?
it's outside.
Yes.
Well, I say
is
outside, so it's
outside?
out.
Is
of
it
the
out
dome?
the back where we
No, it's
climbed
in the
or is it
dome.
out
It's
the
in the
front where
dome.
we walked
It's
out?
in the dome. It's basically from your kind of position, it would be hovering the other side of the waterfall above the kind of Centre Park-esque.
Okay, so we're better off going out the front door.
Well, they have said they got the building surrounded. The front door is the lift.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
down the
Stitch is
waterfall.
going out.
Down
Same
the
way
waterfall.
He came in. He thinks the waterfall, there's a
Yeah.
better chance the waterfall breaking up any kind of tracking they might be able to put down on him.
So
And
you're
he's
going
going
to
to
make a
fast rope. He's going to fast rope down. I mean, just hit it hard, break at the last second, and then
Ruby,
disappear.
pulling out a few grenades from her belt, starts making her way to the exit, and says, "If you guys get through this, I'll meet you in Boxtown."
Right, I don't think I'm going to survive the window.
After you've
so
seen the
I'm
June
gonna
speakers,
go down and out through another door.
there's the only ways in or out are the lift.
Oh, is there not a way into one of the other?
Oh, there's plenty of other rooms to go into within this kind of set of offices for Redwater, but the only way out of these offices is either out the window.
Is the side of the building sloped or is it sheer?
It's sloped with waterfall.
Okay, so if I
So in
grab
theory,
like
you could-
a table and turn it upside down, I could aquazoom down the side of the building.
yeah, I'll allow it. That's pretty cool.
Tane,
I like that.
get on the
You'll
back.
hit the bottom and explode.
I will jump off and tuck and roll at the last moment.
Good parachute
Well, if
landing
there's
fall.
if there's a waterfall, is there a pool at the
Splash
bottom?
pool.
A splash
Yeah,
pool.
yeah.
Cool.
The waterfall makes part of the kind of rocky,
Rocky,
water
ooh.
features. They're not real rocks. They've got that kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah. Styrofoam or
styrofoam
yeah,
feel
yeah.
to it. Fiberglass more like.
Hmm.
The water feature, like when you were kind of climbing out onto the rapids
Oh, yeah.
above it kind of links into that, so you might actually find your way back down that way.
Well, I'll get the table and I'll flip it over and put it over the edge of the window, and I'll be like, Tane,
Mate, I'm going to die.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, Stitch pats Tane on the back. He goes, "Yeah, you're probably
your
not
only
gonna make
option, Tane, is to pretend to be an innocent bystander, and you're just recording everything and hand it over to them. I don't know. Or
I mean, I
say
could
they're
do that,
going.
and I can scrub you guys from the footage.
They can probably see us all talking.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
Stitch
just,
is
and then
already
I'm
out the window.
then I'm going to go out.
That'll be my
him
passing
rope it
comment
down.
as I go down the rope. Just fuck this.
Right, I would like a roll, Mr. Pete, and I'm thinking.
Is it thinking people's going to die?
No, Airfield Cool Tech roll.
So Sundance
It's
Kid
good.
gave us a re-roll. I may
Yeah.
executive decision use it if I get a really bad roll.
Right, control skill. Pilot sea vehicle. Which is
Surely this
reflex.
is land because I'm
Oh, wait, no.
sliding down the side
If
of
it's
a building.
pilot sea
You're on
vehicle, then
water.
suddenly I'm back in the game. Because
Oh.
I have that skill.
Oh shit! You're the only person. Tane, get on here. You steer. I'll hold on.
Oh, wait. If it's a water vehicle, I'm in the game.
Yeah, I would say it's a water vehicle because you go down water.
Right. Where the bloody hell? Ah, there we go. Pilot sea vehicle. I'm at -2, right?
Yeah.
So what is your-
Horrendous
I know.
injuries.
Haven't you
What's
been
your
stabilized?
Yeah, he's still
one-
at -2.
Still -2.
What's your stat then, Ben?
My stat, well, I've got 6 in pilot water vehicle.
Oh, okay. And your reflex?
That's including my reflex.
Okay, so do I. So do I. And you're at -2.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drive. But you're on now.
You bastard!
I might use that re-roll.
Yeah?
I rolled a 2. I don't think that's very good.
No, I don't think it
So
will.
here we go.
Oh,
got a 10. I got a 10 and a 7 and 6, so that's 23.
I'll do. Okay, you're going down.
Thank you,
I wish
Sundance
this
Kid.
was a wardrobe roll.
Stitch and Switch.
Yeah, so Stitch is just gonna Aussie fast rope out, head first, right down the side of the building, break at the last second, roll out, activate his trauma team, LED patches, and look like he's looking for a client who's down.
I'll be following him closely and hoping they're not paying close attention.
Okay. Aussie roping out onto a precipice and dangling down, going down super fast and clicking it like stopping the last minute. It's definitely going to be requiring a roll.
Athletics?
I would say so, yes. Same for you, Switch.
Not a great roll. A 5 on the die for a 17.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
I got 16.
Yeah, you're both fine. It's a little bit slippery because of the water spray from the waterfall. In fact, you had that little bit of a problem when you were kind of climbing in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you lose a bit of traction, and the end of it is more sort of sliding down rather than thumping down with your boots. But you managed to control it at the end, and all personnel are safely down and accounted for. What's your next move?
Cheese it.
Cheese it. Okay. Blend in, disappear.
Yep.
Basically
Head
that.
down to Boxtown to find the Dream Speakers.
I would like
Would it be stealth or something?
stealth. Yes, stealth rolls, please.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a body skill, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
16.
9 on the die for a 19.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Oof.
I emerge with a table on my head.
16. I only got 14 on my stealth.
Can I pretend to be a moving table? So I turn around, there's just a table stopped.
You're gonna solid snake
stealth
it, yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to be... I haven't got any dice. One sec.
I have to spend some of that success mopping up the pools of blood I'm leaving everywhere.
Yeah, I'll be sticking close
Clearly
to
thinking ahead.
Stitch
Yeah.
because he's
This
got
would
the
be-
head.
Basically, this is like if any additional ass enforcement agents,
Even more ass.
even more ass, get some ass down on that.
I mean, how big is this ass?
It's
They the
Arasaka.
helicopter.
They've got a pretty huge ass.
Are they the
That's true.
helicopter operatives of the lower echelon?
Oh dear.
You thought that up quick, Roger. Or were you thinking about that for the last 10 minutes?
No.
No,
Ordnance
he's
and
quick. He's
leveraging
quick on the mark with that sort of
explosives.
thing.
It's rude
Okay.
stuff. I'm right up there.
You
Right.
guys
My.
filter out of the main domed plaza kind of area, you know, with this expensive shopping and promenade and water park feature slap bang in the middle of it, and head back into the sort of enclosed, tiled, underground tunnel vibe. You are being followed by 2 ass officers. Everyone roll for initiative.
Do we roll for initiative? It's D10 plus
Reflex.
Reflex.
Damn these assholes.
Ba-na-na-na. I know I'm at -2 on reflex.
Yeah, you're at -2 on everything, I think.
Yeah, it says all actions. So that's
Plus 2.
9, which takes it to 7, and reflex of 5 is
18.
12 for me.
18 for Raj, 12 for Ben,
14 for Stitch.
14.
9.
9. Oh, okay. And I got.
I blew it all on that 10 that I rolled. Now I'm rolling rubbish.
So going Biff 13. Okay. So first to go is Switch.
How
So-
far away from us are they?
Well, they've basically been following you on foot and trying to say, "Stop, ass, freeze."
Back.
I
Backers.
see. So they're, I'd imagine, so
I
are they a
love it.
reasonable distance behind because we got quite a head start.
Yeah, I'd say they're about. Hold on, I'm trying to find my chart here so I can do a fair. About 13, 14 yards away. As you're kind of running through these tunnels, being chased by a couple of ass officers.
All right, yeah, I'll lean back, take a shot with the rifle, and keep moving.
Okay. I say because are you. No, that's fine. Yeah, make the roll. So it's 13 or more, I believe.
Oh, that shouldn't be too difficult. He says, rolling a 6. Oh, yeah, 18.
Roll for damage.
Uh, 18.
You're running through these white tiled corridors, kind of curved rather, like they've been bored out, but they haven't. It's all steel-crete and white tile. And as you're kind of spinning around a corner, your coats and your armor kind of billowing away, you kind of take a spin around with your rifle and go launching a couple of bullets, and it hits one of these Arasaka officers straight in the chest. You can see the kind of body armored vest that he's got, the material tears and tatters away, and the metal kind of, you hear a loud thud and a clang against the armor underneath. And he goes, kind of maybe spits up a little bit of blood from the impact of the shot against his ribs. Next is Stitch.
So Stitch, he's a med tech, so he's not going to actively engage against Arasaka security unless he gets cornered. So instead, he ducks his head low and moves out as fast as he can, trying to stay out of their line of fire and get himself into a position where he can disappear.
Okay. And so you're kind of all out moving.
Yeah, yep.
So next is the Arasaka guys. You can take 2 shots.
What do you reckon, Pete? Should we just say go on without us? Because that way at least we'll look noble when they do anyway.
And I do have
Go
as a reminder,
for it.
I've got my trauma team logo lit up to try to dissuade
they're
people
going to
from
take a shot at the
opening
person that just shot them. And I would say 1 hit. That was a bit rubbish. 3, 7, 10.
Ding.
Ding. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, next is Tane.
I'm wondering if I can't create like a spoof image of us somewhere else so that we've got like a digital alibi, because they probably have scanned us. And even if they don't catch us now, they're going to try and track us down. But if we've got an alibi somewhere else, because remember, I've got recordings of all of this lot and lots of different locations.
Very doable.
But that's going to be.
I'm not sure in the middle of a firefight it's doable.
Yeah,
though.
it's not a middle of a firefight.
That's kind
thing,
of something you need to sit down and do. Excuse me.
I am going to try and go stealthy so that I don't get shot.
Make a stealth roll for me, please.
Oh, progress 9 plus 8 is 17.
Yep, that's it. So, Stitch, who's basically gone all out running and ducking, has kind of gone into the gone deeper into the tunnels. You've more sort of stealthed it and are
If there's like boxes or
exactly
hanging
ducking.
cloth or plastic and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I'm going to duck behind stuff like that so that I'm not in a line of sight. I mean, you could probably shoot through the boxes, but why would you when there's meat in front of you?
You actually managed to duck behind. It's a large. You know how you get those hanging things where you put all your shoes, like they have for kids? It's like that, except it's full with dirt and it's actually growing plants. And it's kind of used as a way of oxygenating the building and making sure everything's kind of refreshed. And these things are kind of jotted around everywhere. So you kind of ducked behind a bunch of these. So you're hidden away. So that means last but not least is Lofax.
I'm going to, when I run through a plastic sheet, I'm going to empty a can of glow paint on the floor behind me to try and make an oil slick for any running people behind us to maybe either fall over in it or that they leave glowing footprints wherever they go.
Mm-hmm. That works nicely. Okay.
But I'm not shooting. I pull it out and like throw it, like empty it behind me.
You kind of do the whole thing.
But then I'm
Glop, glop,
trying
glop,
to keep
glop,
up with
glop.
Stitch. I know I won't, but I'm trying to.
Yeah. So poor Switch is now kind of a bit of exposed here now. Because he wasn't going as fast or as hiding as his colleagues because he actually had the bravery and balls to shoot something. I'm not saying that the rest of you haven't. Just, poor chap's on his own. So it's a new round.
Well, he just said he didn't want to be my friend, so yeah.
That was me saying that, Pete.
And we're going with Switch.
I'm metagaming. No.
I'm going to basically lob a flashbang back at them and then leg it.
Perfect. Okay. Right.
Seeing as everyone else has kind of gone, yeah, you're on your own. It's like, well, fuck you then. Flashbang.
Let's make a grenade roll.
I have no idea what that is.
Neither do I.
Probably athletics to chuck it, isn't it?
Would it come under shoulder arms?
No.
It's not a shot put.
Athletics.
Not unless you're treating it like a hacky sack.
It's not. Found a grenade launcher. That would be cool. Rocket launcher. That would be cooler.
I mean, I could have shot
throw
at
a
them
weapon,
with
here we
my
go.
medium pistol, but
It would count as a thrown weapon, I believe. So at zero just says. So it would be. He's about. How many yards away did I say? 13. So it'd be 15 or more.
What am I rolling against?
Good point.
Next in athletics.
So athletics. Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
To be honest with you, you don't even really need to kind of hit. You just need to get it in a general vicinity. So I'm going to say it's easier than that.
Well, I rolled a 9. So I
be
got
alright.
16.
Yeah, that'll do.
I'm basically lobbing it over my shoulder while I cheese it.
So you pull the pin on this grenade, lob it over yourself with a whisper of a small prayer. You hear behind you.
Yeah, I'm not giving a warning to anyone else. So them if they all go dead.
You hear this
It's
kind
now every man for himself.
of cling, cling, clang as the grenade
Lands in front of Tane.
On Tane's head.
sets off this bright light.
I hold my breath.
This flashbang goes off, loud noise. Everyone's a bit shaken. The two Arasaka officers, though, have not only just been blinded, but also go skidding through the paint that was left on the floor. So
Cool.
in the so there's almost this Charlie Chaplin-esque moment where their feet are kind of skidding on the paint whilst they're holding their eyes, going They both fall to the floor on top of each other. I will say that you'll all make a good, clean getaway.
Fortunately, I'm immune to the noise of the flashbang.
So
We should be in front of him, so I mean, I don't think we should be.
no, yeah,
Yeah, looking the other way.
Yeah. It was just the pop of the noise.
Might be a bit startling.
With the two ass officers down for the count, literally landing on their asses in this paint while being blinded by the flashbang. You two make your way back.
I might record that so I can make a GIF of it later.
Back into Down Below and Boxtown. You pass through the security checkpoints. Getting through is a lot easier than getting out. Security clearance seems to work fine. There's nothing, no one seems to stop or bother you. Most people want to get out, not get in. And you make your way back into the sort of concrete underground car park and then into Boxtown. Boxtown seems to have been cleared up of all the bodies and the blood spray mopped away. Mostly the fairy lights have been put up again. The imposing blackness of the rest of the car park has been pushed away by these flickery little lights of multicolour and the shanty town that is Boxtown, its various different corrugated metal tarp lining and boxes built around now this central white homeless shelter made up of refurbished and repurposed cargo containers, which now have a large dent in the side of them and large scorch marks, but the blood has definitely been taken away. The temporarily can't remember the name of the word. The food dispensers and the drink dispensers and the weapon dispensers are all still in one piece as well. They've been kind of put back up right. Seem to be working. So what do you want to do?
Weapon dispensers, you say?
Yeah, so the weapon dispensers is much like how you would get a where you would get your chocolate or your fizzy drinks or whatever, but
Vending machine.
Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Roger. The vending machine, it's basically got a internal 3D printer in it, and it will print you a disposable gun.
So it can't make grenades.
No. It 3D prints a disposable gun with a cartridge of bullets in it as well.
Okay, no worries then. I've got a gun.
Which is an interesting thing to have next to a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
But it's all got the corporate brandings on the side of it and the kind of holographic adverts humming around and all this sort of stuff. But the vending guys are back up making what else they can out of whatever food they can scrounge around, and the open air barbecues are sizzling with whatever. You're pretty sure that's not actually meat, or it might be meat, it might be rat burger.
See any cows around here?
They seem to have cleared up, but there's no sign of Mudd and his crew. Well,
First off,
last
Stitch
heard
would
we
open.
heard with...
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, first off, Stitch, once he got down there, would open his agent, contact the trauma team, let them know that he had been in the area of the Arasaka tower that we were just in, responding to a possible DOA, but he was ran off by Arasaka security. So they're going to have to dispatch somebody else to cover so he could cover his ass, basically, for his reasons for being there. And then he'd wait until the other three showed up in Boxtown.
Nice. So you're all congregating near the kind of the homeless shelter because it is A, pretty centralised, and B, sticks out like a sore thumb as this kind of white building in the middle of dirt and concrete and all that sort of stuff. So that's where you gather.
I'm gonna send
Lofax,
I'm gonna send Expo a text and say, "Dude, you better watch your back. Someone's clearing shit up. Make sure Viscera's charged up."
There is no reply.
So Expo, Lofax or Tane, do you know how we can make contact with these dream speakers down here? People usually come to me. not the
Yeah,
other
there's
way
some
around.
places I probably know.
Yeah, I mean, it's contact us who you know.
Can I do
Lofax
a
is
street?
probably
Can I
the
do a
best person
streetwise
to-
roll to see if I know how to talk to the dream speakers?
Lofax or Tane, have you got a special role that might be appropriate here?
The local gangs for being a fixer. What should we call it?
I have access and sources, so yes, as well. We've both got our special. Mine's credibility.
And what was
Just getting to the thing. Mine is operator. You know how to get things on the black market and are adept at navigating the complex social customs of the street.
I would say it would be more Tane. So Tane, do you want to make a roll on that?
Yep. So it's rank of the skill plus a D10, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 7 plus 4 is 11.
You know that they make their base, for want of a better word, in the municipal, is that the right word? In the sort of the parts of the mega building that make the mega building run, like, the plants, the
Administrative.
power, the water,
Facilities offices.
the that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, those guys, you find them down near the generators where it's warm.
Well, there's the different kind of plant facilities there. So
Yeah, power, water, electricity, that kind of thing. They siphon it directly from the source. It's pretty smart if you think about it.
Well, lead the way. Since you're still breathing.
Yeah, I know. I'm quite impressed. Also, these bandages, they're really holding together well. Good job, mate.
Hang on. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's go.
Mate, that's not the right color.
What are you talking about? The polka dots are the weird bit.
yeah,
I know you eat kibble and shit, but mate, that's like green. Have you tried the new kiwi kibble?
Did you see the gas that got in my guts?
Fair point, yeah. Anyway, so it's this way.
So you head towards the plants, and this part of the mega structure is, the tunnels and construction is more sort of exposed piping and wires. You've got those metal racks above your head with wires and tubes being held in them, piping, the walls on either side.
A fun fact, guys, nearly 100 years ago, this was the height of architectural fashion. Yeah, there was like a whole shopping center in France. Just built to look like this on purpose.
What's France?
It's like the capital of Europe, I think.
Okay.
Quite possibly at this point. There's
What's in Europe.
It's like America, but smaller.
You three need help.
There's those kind of silver corrugated tubes for air conditioning and all sorts. It's basically maintenance tunnels, and you're walking on sort of metal not corrugated metal,
Grill.
yeah, grill metal, but it's wet down here as well, and it's steam. Everyone make a
Feel at home.
Some sort of perception roll, please.
Yes.
Regular or human?
Uh,
Oh,
awareness, intelligence.
Yeah, regular. It's better than my human perception.
Just perception, not human perception.
Yeah. Hey, that's a 10. 17.
Roll again.
I got 23.
Bloody hell.
17 plus 6 is also 23. Plus 3 is 26.
Nice.
I got a 2 on the die for a 14.
I got a
10
2 on
and
a.
a 3.
I got a 2 on a die for a 10.
Oh, tell a lie.
Ding.
Plus 2 for my eyes. 28.
Did we all get +2 for our eyes?
No, I've got better eyes than you.
I know. I just have different eyes.
I spent all my money on them.
I've got
So-
anti-dazzle eyes.
You have. Built-in sunglasses.
Oh yeah.
Stitch
Couldn't
and
afford
Tane are the first to notice that you're being followed.
Motherfuckers.
Well, it depends. I mean, it could be someone from down here. I mean, it probably isn't. It's likely to be an assassin or some shit.
Can we tell who's following us?
With those rolls, you can, yeah. Some sort of short, hooded figure.
Zoom in on them, see if there's any more.
Ah,
Have
you got
enhance.
can it? Because there's a bit of, there's steam pipes and all this sort of stuff coming out. Can it see through that sort of thing, or?
I can't see through the steam, no, but I can enhance the image. And I've got the Chiron screen thing, so it can enhance the image in bits where it does pick it up.
Oh, fantastic!
Like
It is
RoboCop.
a teenager.
That's just a kid.
Teenager in a black hoodie, black kind of torn jean shorts, black combat boots. His hoodie's kind of got a big sort of glowing fluorescent branding on it, much like tribal tattoos. The fact that he's got no hair and the kind of cybernetic goggles would indicate that he, is
Part of
affiliated with
yeah.
the Dream Speakers. Not the I call them Dream Speakers then.
Dream
This is
Thieves.
a mage. Dream Thieves.
Hey mate, we're heading down to meet the Dream Thieves, so you don't need to hang back and pretend like you're not there. Yeah, Captain Glowy. Look, I can do that too. Yep, we've
I know,
all got light up chests. It's very exciting. We got
Who the fuck are you
business.
talking to?
The kid following us.
Oh yeah.
He comes out the shadows. And he nods at you all and goes, "What are you doing in these parts, friend?"
Supposed to be meeting up with Ruby down here. Got some business with the Dream Thieves.
I can take you to the Dream Thieves.
It's
Ain't
positive
know nothing
business.
about no Ruby.
It ain't no trouble or nothing.
You got business.
Yeah,
All right, follow me.
sweet. Sweet as a nut.
He
Say, you wouldn't be like leading us into a horrifying ambush, would you?
I'm leading you into an ambush. It's not horrifying.
Oh, okay, fine, sure.
So you head through these maintenance tunnels.
Is he leading us into an ambush, and is this kid being genuine?
I would
We're
like
about
some
to
sort
be
of
surrounded,
roll.
but not engaged in combat.
Would you prefer interrogation or human perception?
Human perception of empathy, please.
Yes.
Definitely.
6, 10, 12.
12 in total.
Yeah,
He
because the +2 from my voice stress analyzer cancels out the negative 2 from
minuses,
being shot
yeah.
to shit.
he's definitely taking you to see these guys. He's not taking you into a trap, but he's definitely taking you. There's definitely something else there.
Right, guys, he sounds like he's on the up and up. So let's not be too hasty when armed men suddenly appear. But
Not the
let's also not just like put all of our guns away and pretend like everything's fine, okay?
It's not the.
Stitch looks back at Switch and Lofax. He's like, I'm not the one with the happy trigger finger.
Just got a shit-eating grin on my face, and I take the gun out of my arm.
You make your way through these maintenance tunnels, and they give way to processing plants, and you go into what looks like, in the latest Star Trek movies, you got the set where they use the breweries as part of the beer breweries, but they're using it as engineering. So you've got these large metal tanks and walkways and pipes and all this sort of stuff, but it's all gun grey and black, and there's not a lot of lighting, and it also stinks of shit, literally shit, because you're in a sewage treatment plant, and this is where they base themselves. As you approach, two of the long black coated, bare chested, shaven, black goggled guys come out with their combat spears from out of the shadows, pointed to you, and they talk to the boy in, well, I'm willing for someone to take a language roll.
Street slang?
I would say it would be a street slang roll.
Oh. Ooh.
Which I think
14.
you've all got, actually. No, it's not going to do it.
Where's that under?
Education skills, language, street slang.
Yeah, I only got a 12.
It's a hybrid one, so it's a bit
I got
hard.
a 10.
Yeah, no.
I got a 24.
Yep. Okay,
Wowzers.
that's pretty good.
I got a 10 and a 4.
Roger's rolling
Also-
a d20.
His intelligence is the highest in the party.
That's true.
Yeah, my base is 10.
Oh, nice.
It's his main thing. So they seem to be talking in this weird hybrid street slang between some sort of Middle Eastern dialect and some sort of guttural common street tongue, all mixed in together. They're basically saying, "What have you brought us? Are these victims or business?" And he goes, "Business." And
Business
they
or
nod,
pleasure?
and they look at you and go, one of them points their spear at you and goes, "Who are you and what do you want?"
Hey, fellas, we've got some business with you guys. We need access to some of your tech. I don't know if Ruby's here yet. You know Ruby?
We know her.
Yeah, well, yeah, she asked us to meet her down here. We've got something that we need a little bit of data extraction done on, something that you guys are specialized in.
Last we heard, Ruby had been arrested.
Oh, yeah? Shit.
She can take care of herself. Don't worry about that. We just need your services and your help with... And I'll nod at Stitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, frankly, we got a head and we need some information out of the head. And you guys are the pros at getting information out of dead heads.
Leave your weapons here with the kids, and you can come in and talk business with the chief.
What about attached weapons? Because my man here, he can't really put that down.
I'll retract it.
And we could gaffer tape it, if you like.
How does he reload it if it can't be detached?
I don't know. I figure he just shoves
We
bullets.
could take
up
the
his
magazine out.
That'll do.
Stitch hands over his shotgun. He's like, let's just get this done.
Who's going to try and conceal some weapons?
ass. Not me.
I'll give
I've
them
only
my
got the one
SMG.
Stitch does have cybernetic big knucks in his hands, but they're retracted at
nice.
the moment. So
Nice.
Words
Who
are my
hasn't got big
weapons,
nuts?
fellas.
Switch is just going to walk in with his AK.
Is Lofax going to hide his SMG?
No, I'm just going to put the SMG. I can't even use it properly. I just carry it around to look cool.
Switch, you.
No, I'm going to put the handgun, the SMG, the assault rifle, the knife.
It's Mad Max 2.
Hey, someone had to.
Yep.
Brilliant. Wouldn't be Cyberpunk without a classic disarming of weapons and piling them up in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you all go through the motions of disarming and piling up your guns. The kid he has a skateboard slung over his back in a backpack, and he pulls it out and uses it as a rudimentary seat to kind of keep an eye on your guns. And you follow these two guys further into the sewage treatment plant. The stink is pretty much unbearable. Those of you who have masks or
I put my
ventilators,
respirator on.
put them on. The rest of you, I'm afraid, are going to have to stick it out. You kind of go up some metal steps and along a walkway, looking down into some of this plant area, and you can see the open pools of dirty water with stuff floating in with them, which frankly isn't just human feces. There's some other stuff in there as well, and it's kind of being churned around.
Just
But
go
there's
to
also
Lofax and go, hey mate, I can see your house from here.
there's also people in there, like with their trousers rolled up in it, with kind of nets going through it to see what they can find and salvage.
Nice.
And you go up into a sort of office, like.
I'll say to Tane, my dad used to take me fishing.
It's literally this office is like the warden's kind of office sort of thing. It's would have been where the factory boss or whatever would have been looking down. You kind of go into this, and it looks more like something out of the Matrix movies, where they have the chairs that they stick the things into in the back of your neck, and there's loads of cybernetic equipment there, but more sort of stuff for operating on, like, drills and saws and things to kind of hold
Scoopy
open and pull
bits.
stuff and scoopy bits. And
Nice, yeah.
yeah, there's one of the guys there has a sort of doctor's mask on. Another guy is sitting by in a deck chair.
Oh, hey, is that a Siemens 182?
In a deck chair with sort of a Hawaiian pattern on it, next to what is a fake plastic palm tree, and he's sitting there. He's got the get up on as well, but he's also got a straw hat and a cigarette on his, and he leans back with his feet up, and he's saying, "All right, what do you want?"
Hey there. Well, look, frankly, Ruby told us to come down and talk to you guys. We got some information that we need extracted from a dead guy, and you guys are the pros at that. So, we've come to you. Go straight to the source.
And what kind of information are you looking to extract?
Well, some arseholes are trying to offload people, and I think they're trying to set you guys up to make you look like the bad guys in this. Trying to make it look like you're making a push on other people's turf.
This was the business stuff at the club earlier today.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we were there. You guys were there.
Yeah, my second was up in that
Yeah.
meet.
Yeah, that's right. He turned up. What was his name? Actually, I didn't catch his name.
He didn't give it.
No. But yeah, I mean, I've got the footage. I can show you that we were there if you need it.
No, I believe you.
But yeah, it all shit kicked off, and it looked like you guys were trying to take down the other gangs, but actually playing over the footage since, someone else has tried to set off an explosive device with poison in it. You can check the man Lofax here. He'll probably cough up one of his organs in a minute, and you can just poke at it if you want. So someone's done that. We followed the trail a little bit to see who's trying to off the other gangers, and we've managed to get like quite far back on the trail, but unfortunately it's gone cold. And the person who helped it get cold is some kind of souped up cyber ninja assassin type. And regretfully, we had to brutally murder them. And obviously all the information that we need to pursue the case any further as to who fucked us all over is inside this guy's skull. Now, you guys have got all the tech for getting secrets out of dead guys' skulls. So Ruby suggested that we meet up down here and have a run through with you guys. Now, I understand Ruby's in a spot of bother for herself. She'll be out in no time, I'm sure. Fuck with Yakuza. But in the meantime, let's be a bit proactive here. Let's try and get to the bottom of who's trying to screw all the gangs, because you guys have got your turf. Those guys have got their turf. Somebody tried to stitch everyone up. We're in a similar business, you and me. We're both media professionals.
You talk a good game, Mr. What was your name?
Tane Waitu. Waitu report. You might have seen me.
Can't say I have.
Yeah.
Mr.
Still making
Tane, I'm happy to oblige to this little bit of business, but nothing's for free. You probably
Of course
already... How many of you are there? There's 4 here. 1 mind hack. Tell you what. Allow my boys to extract from each of you your most horrible, nightmarish part of your life. Something so extreme and horrible that happened to you. You have nightmares about it.
Right, so if you extract that, does that mean those nightmares go away?
No, we'll simply copy it. And his
Okay,
voice
so
has
you
kind of gone down a tone, and he's
Right.
suddenly it's a little sinister.
So you're looking for copies of the worst shit that's ever happened to all of us?
Each of you.
I've got to say, I'm not a huge fan of...
Stitch
The
just looks and goes, "Which chair do you want me in? Let's just get this moving."
Yeah, your man here, he's got no problems. Not a big fan. Is there anything else we can do? You see, your man here, Lofax, he can get you stuff. He's a fixer. He knows how to find stuff. And Switch over there, guy's a dab hand with technology. He can fix up some of your stuff for you. We're happy to, do a bit of a trade. Just not super keen on plumbing the depths of our own personal horror.
If not your personal horror, then perhaps something else, like personal beauty, your most loving, caring, cherished moment.
Oh, hey. Switch has shagged his way around most of the town, from what I understand. Bound to be some good content in there.
Stitch is sitting in a chair already, hooking himself up. He knows the procedure. He's like, "Just fucking do this."
I love this guy. Okay, right. What about the rest of you?
I'll climb on, but I'm thinking of my most erotic moment in my life. That's what I'm going to give them. I know it won't affect them. They're going to dig around.
Slimy.
But I'm just
Pretty
going to...
slimy.
Yep. That's me. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for joining us while we're playing Cyberpunk Red.
What about Tane and Switch? What are you going to do?
So do they take the memory we think of, or do they rummage around until they?
They're going to
find what they
rummage
want?
around. So what you think might be it might not necessarily be what they find.
Oh, if they want something erotic, I'm sure they can find one of my many conquests.
Encounters.
How stuck are you on this? Because these guys all seem to be okay with it. I'm not super keen, but I've got other skills. I'm a media expert myself, so
You
if
can have
want,
two
I
of
can help
mine
with
if
the
you want.
process.
One each or nothing at all.
Fair dues, mate. If that's what it's going to cost, this is important. So I guess we got to do what we got to do. Is this one at a time or everybody together?
Let's not all go at the same time. I think one.
Stitch has fallen asleep in the chair waiting for shit to happen.
Right, Stitch. They're already working on Stitch. Right. So here's how it's going to work. You can either, if you're trying to kind of present an actual memory which you are pretending to be the worst or most loving, you can make a resist torture roll to kind of present that memory. You can just let them do it, in which case there's no roll. But if you fail the torture roll, they'll find the one that you're trying to kind of not present, if that makes sense.
Stitch does not care. He's like, take whatever the hell you want. Take a copy of whatever the hell you want, but leave the original.
All right, so they're already working on Stitch. Does anyone want to make a roll on that, or?
I'm going to try.
Okay, so.
I've just got to believe here. I do not have a good resist torture. Oh.
Where is it?
It's a will roll. Body skills.
Yeah. 17.
I'm not going to tell you, so just
Sure.
throw you out that now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just working mine out. 21.
21. Okay.
Can I make a composition roll to
Courtesy of that
curate
boy.
something?
See that little paw?
Oh, that's cute. Sorry, what was that, Tane?
Can I make a composition roll to curate something and to actually build a memory? I got all this.
With a soundtrack and a.
Yeah, I've got all this shit in my
a
head.
fragrance.
Do you want to build a whole new memory? Or do you want to
I'll take snippets of
change,
bits. I just don't
yeah.
want them to be able to take stuff out of my head without my say-so. If it comes down to the torture roll, I'm happy to make the torture roll as well.
I
Just
like it.
slightly
No, that's
better at
a-
composition.
That's a really cool idea. Okay, go for it.
It's
Go for
literally my job.
go for the composition roll. I love it.
Oh, double yes. Come on, you beauty.
Ah.
Okay, so it's 12 on the dice, plus 12 in the composition is 24, less 2 is 22.
Okay, you're good. What do you give them?
I'm going to give him like a horrible shipwreck story of like young kids on a ship at sea in a terrible storm, panicking, crying, being really upset, really spinning me yarn.
Stitch, as someone who did not resist in any way, what are you giving him?
So his memory would be of that Go-Ganger leader breaking in on him and his ex-girlfriend in bed, and the guy using his cyber arms to rip Stitch's left arm off of his body and beat him into unconsciousness with it while he lays there believing that he's bleeding out.
That's very cool. That's almost as grim as one of my descriptions. Okay, so for Lofax and Switch, you're going to have to give me two. The one that you're presenting and the actual one. So let's start with Switch.
Okay, so the one that I'm presenting is basically just one of the many, shall we say, intimate partners that Switch seems to have had.
That's fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
The one he's basically trying to hide are moment, the real moments of intimacy with the love of his life that actually
The actual
died in an
caring, the
accident.
actual
the
love,
one that he
rather
actually-
than... Yeah, okay, that's cool. I like that. And finally, Lofax. The one you're presenting.
There was an orgy backstage at a Stocky Jesus gig with the band members and many, fans. So that's I can barely remember that. It's crazy, but it's in there. And the one that they find is when my friend left me, and I it's a really sad, pathetic moment of me sitting on the sidewalk in the rain. It's not even proper rain. It's the condensation dripping from the plastic sheeting above me. And I'm just crying into my hands as I feel like the loneliest person in the world.
Oh, that's really sweet. You're a little pathetic. I love it.
That's
I absolutely
Lofax.
love it. That's fantastic. That's really cool, guys. I love it. Okay, so whatever they got, the guy gets up from his deck chair and he's checking a monitor and reading a load of data and seems to be rubbing his hands together gleefully like this. And he goes, right, let's take a look at your head then.
Stitch pulls it out.
Who's
of
gonna
his
give me the
med
head?
bag, gives it to him.
All right. He takes out this head, starts plugging it into his machines.
Do you mind if I record this?
Yes.
Oh, all right then. I won't.
Stitch is watching closely. He's a good cybernetics tech himself, so he wants to make sure that they aren't pulling a fast one on us.
Okay. They definitely are not. They seem to be.
I'll be watching as well. I'm incredibly good at that, apparently.
You're quite good with cybertech as well. They are definitely not pulling a fast one. In fact, they seem to be quite adept. You know what I mean. Adept. Thank you. Adept at doing it. They do have to kind of, first of all, shave the head, remove all the hair. They then get a sort of miniature spinny power saw, take off the skull cap, pull it off, find the tissue of the exposed brain, but there's a lot of cybernetic work in there as well. So in comes the wires and the soldering iron and the sort of lenses that they use to look down on it, and there's various bits of sparks flying off it and more plugging in, and they're reading data output, and occasionally the face twitches and blinks, and there's a bit there where it looks like it's going through REM sleep, as its eyeballs move rapidly behind its shut eyelids. The guy kind of looks at the data, scratches his chin a bit, and goes, Do you want to head back?
As long as we have all the data, I don't know that we need the head.
Yeah, it shouldn't be necessary, I guess. It's just another way of tracking, isn't it?
Well, I've got the data here. Some of this stuff we're going to keep. It's quite interesting. But I'm not sure if you're going to believe this.
Well, mate, we can read data too. So share with the class.
Have you heard of the truth speakers? Bunch of anti-corporate ganger types wear white berets.
Oh hell yeah! I was going to say which
yeah.
ones. Do you mean the fascists or the bikers? But yeah,
Bikers. Yeah,
the bikers. Yeah, we know them.
Yeah, hit box down
Yeah, we were there.
this morning. Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the footage on that.
Oh,
too.
that was your footage.
Yeah. Oh, you have seen it.
I do know you. Okay. For a bunch of psychopaths, he seems quite polite. Well, it was them. They hired this.
Seriously, they've got that
Assassin.
kind of juice.
Can't say to how they were able to do it, but they were definitely able to fund it considerably.
Wow, shit on a stick. That's
And
an
this
eye-opener.
this thing was expensive, because not only is it
For real?
highly cybernetically enhanced with dermal and internal body plating and armor. It's also got specialist combat drugs.
Mate, you should have seen this thing. It was insane. Like 4 arms and
I have
remote drones and stealth tech. It was amazing.
Seemed to be directly fed into its neural cortex, so it could see what the drones could see through its mind's eye. So we've got the footage of that. Yeah, yeah, very much so. This isn't a local person.
No,
they're not from Night City.
Not from Night City. Okay.
No,
they got an outside contractor in.
Yeah.
Can you give me a download of the data?
Yeah. You might be able to find some more information in there, but for the immediate ask, this assassin.
Truth Speakers paid for this assassin. Anything in there about the hits on the gangs?
Also them.
Because they went for the number 1s and the number 2s. And that's Truth Speakers as well. That suggests to me that somebody's funding those arseholes. Which means we need to follow the money.
They did that and then
hired
this thing to...
Then they attacked the gang leaders and the gang seconds.
Well, they're definitely up to something. What that is, I don't know.
And they've got access to like cyber assassins and suicide bombs.
Well, let's go ask them. Real respectful, like.
Yeah. Maybe make an appointment with their accountant too.
I was thinking more along finding the second in charge, taking him to someplace and having a conversation with him.
Yeah, I got that. But, follow the money. That's what they always say. Right. Well, thanks for your help, mate. I'd say, do you need our numbers in case you want to give us a call? But, you've just ripped big chunks of our brains out. So you probably already have our numbers.
The smile he gives you is rather sinister and has a touch of the deeply disturbingly psychotic behind it, enhanced even more so by the fact that you can't see his eyes behind his goggles and your face is reflected in their tinted glass.
Well, I won't say
Takes
it's been a pleasure,
deep puff on his cigarette,
but it has been real.
Stitch is already walking out. He's got nothing else to say to this guy.
In a few words.
I can tell.
But yeah, have your people call our people, whatever. But we need to get out of here and go and have a chat with the beret bikers. Dumb fucks don't even wear helmets.
Italy.
And off they go.
Stitch collects his shotgun and starts heading out. When we
the kid is there sitting on a skateboard, playing like he's found some sort of plastic cup and he's kind of throwing stones into it from a distance as you guys rock up. Everything go all right? He says.
Oh yeah, groovy. Thanks for your help, kid. I'd give you some money, but I don't have any.
It's all right. All part of the service. In fact, you're one of the few people I've seen walk out of there alive, so good on you.
Great.
We get moving further away from their territory. Stitch quietly sets up a comm link between the 4 of us on his agent and says, strongly recommend when this is all done that you all come up to my clinic for a complete brain scan so we can see what they actually did. And then I think we need to put Arasaka on them as and have this whole little nest cleaned out.
Yeah, those guys are creepy as shit. That
would be the vibes. That's the exact words I would use to
textbook.
Describe the vibes from these people.
Textbook psychopath. That guy can't be allowed to roam free. People are going to get hurt. more people are going to get hurt.
Well,
You saw the size of the data banks in that place.
first we deal with this, and then we see what we need to do about taking them out.
For real, one problem at a time. Hey, Switch, you with us, mate?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, how are you guys going to go about finding these speakers?
Well, I think step one, we need to see if we can track down Ruby, see if she has been arrested.
Okay.
I mean, is there like a news thing? Because surely that would be the easiest place to find out. Because if she's relatively high profile, I'd imagine they'd advertise that they've got her.
The vending machines in the center of Boxtown have a scream sheet dispenser. Scream sheets are you basically program what news you want into the vending machine, and the scream sheet comes out with all the headlines and a sort of disposable waterproof kind of plastic sheet,
which is decidedly non-absorbent, so do not use it for wiping your ass.
So you can easily do that. It would just cost a
It is
couple of euro dollars. So you head back into Boxtown.
Yeah.
Problem is, there's no access to the main sort of central grid, as it were, down here.
Connor, you know these gangers. I mean, where's this gang hang out? I mean, we could maybe peel off one of their members and, put a few questions to them and see where their leadership is at. But,
well, we got a couple of options here. Switch. You know those bikes we stole?
I prefer to think about it as redistributed.
All right, those bikes we redistributed. Can you check the GPS on those? Track where they've been. That'll give us one idea.
GPS on them.
Oh, they don't have GPS
I've
on
been through them with a fine-tooth comb. There's no GPS on them.
Well, that's. How do they find? Oh, never mind. All right, what do we know about truth speakers? The name is ironic.
They're lunatics.
The scream sheet does say that Ruby is out on bail.
Okay, Ruby's out.
In fact, the headline is gangster out on immediate bail. She was arrested, then let go. Kind of thing. Oh, it's outrageous.
I activate my agent since we traded numbers, and I just dial her up.
There is a moment's pause and then a response from Ruby on all your links, because you're kind of networking in the call. What did you find?
Not over an open channel.
We've got the data. We need a location to meet.
Where are you now?
Boxtown.
I'll come down and meet you.
Clear.
Head to Mud's old place. I'll meet you there.
Disconnects and heads towards Mud's.
Okay. You all gather in Mud's joint. Mud's place was like a kind of had to duck down and walk through almost a passageway made of fairy lights and cardboard.
Yep, the cardboard like a palace.
Box fort kind of thing. And you head in, and box fort gives way to pillow fort almost, as you come into a room with kind of throw cushions on the floor and sort of Persian sheets hanging from the ceiling, and there's an incense burner hanging down into the middle of the room, and a couple of candles. There's no sign of Mud. He's dead. Donnie's not here either. He's either still in jail or dead. You don't know. And you guys are kind of sitting there for about 5 minutes until Ruby turns up. Gentlemen,
Ruby.
thank you for your hard work.
So, truth speakers are the tip of the spear on this op. Don't know who's behind them, but they're the ones that shot up Boxtown.
Mate, that's a terrible
attack
way
that
to tell a
killed your
story.
boss. Tane, Wile E. Coyote that.
The truth speakers,
Truth
those
speakers.
anti-corporate
Yeah, for real.
ships.
Yeah.
And they can't be that anti-corporate because the money that they're throwing around on this job, even that freaking assassin, they paid for that. And there's no way in hell they paid for that.
How are
without,
they? Yeah.
Yeah, they got bankrolled. So we need to follow the money.
So they paid for the assassin,
Mm-hmm.
and they paid for the
The hit.
Redwater mercenaries as well.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
assassin was not cheap. The stuff we found out about them was pretty grim.
What kind of things?
Well, they had a lot going on. There was lots of internal wear as well. Those brain mods, spine mods, drug mods, remote connection to the drones, the works. It wasn't just the external toys that they had all the internal stuff. And if I'm honest with you, I
It was
think
a full
some of
body
that stuff,
Borg.
yeah, there was some work done in there that was probably meant they could be tracked or
That sounds heavy military sort of stuff.
ghost ridden. Well, they're from out of town as well.
They're out of Night City.
Yeah, they ain't local.
Gentlemen, I find this information deeply disturbing.
You want deeply disturbing? Those dream speakers are pretty damn disturbing. Dream thieves, dream bastards. Those guys.
One problem at a time.
Yeah,
Once
for
we deal
real.
with this, they're next on the list. Even if they aren't responsible, they still picked a fight with in
As
the
long as
middle
they're
of
on
a
the
meet,
list.
which you don't do. There are certain ways of doing things in our.
Yeah,
There are
somebody knew that
organisations.
they were assholes though, and set them up to look like they might have been responsible. So somebody needled them as well.
It wouldn't surprise me that
But it wouldn't have taken much. Their leader is a psychopath.
it wouldn't. I mean, they weren't invited, but they turned up anyway. So somehow they were told where we were having to meet. So either
That
someone on
suicide bomber had nothing to do with any of our gangs or theirs, by the looks of things. So I'm guessing she was someone that someone had a hold on. Because if I recall, and I don't need to recall because I could just spin the footage back up, she looked pretty scared just before she exploded.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we need a course of action, gentlemen. Hold fire. Let me make a call. She ducks out and leaves for a minute. Are you guys gonna cover your bases on anything while she's away?
What do you reckon, guys? Do you want to take another look through the footage and see if there's anything that stands out now that we've got a fuller picture?
Can I sift through the data that we got from the head?
It's a good
I'd
shout.
imagine data analysis is probably something I'm quite good at.
Yeah, definitely not an issue. I would say that would be a bear with.
Would it be cyber tech? If that's where it came from, or
Yeah, cybertech roll. Go on.
Depends on what bits of the information we're going to look at as well, because I might look at the video footage from the head.
Stitch is going to use his medtech scanner to run an internal scan on his own brain waves to make sure that nothing was implanted while things were being exfiltrated from his mind.
okay. So I got a 23.
The data is pretty vast. They've basically given you a data dump from the person's brain, so it doesn't just cover the immediate events leading up to the person's death. There's a lot of information here on previous transaction, previous jobs. Now, it does look like that this thing was hired by
Well, that thing's a freaking gold mine.
it was hired by the True Speakers through a third-party contract via Militech. And it is, what she is it's not military per se, but it's definitely from some sort of corporate espionage.
It's experimental. We're going to make this and try and sell it to the military by showing how cool it is.
Exactly, yeah. So basically it looks like that it was hired specifically to murder everyone in Redwater. What is interesting, what you do find, Switch, is that reading the data, it's difficult because you can't. It's like when you're reading the Matrix. It's all right. It's all kind of code and stuff rather than video footage. You kind of need to translate that back. But definitely looks like that on the personnel list for Redwater. There was an extra person in the office, and according to the register, like meetings, that was an Arasaka Corporation executive, and they were killed as well.
Yeah, that's not just collateral. That would have been quite deliberate, I imagine. Right, can I go over the footage from the club, frame by frame, and try and identify the dancer?
Yes,
exploded?
I'd like a roll.
Criminology?
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's a good one. Good shout.
Seemed like the best option. 9 and 9 is 18. 16 then.
16. Okay. Yes, you've got a clear picture of her. She's doing a dance on the stage. Again, she was naked apart from those kind of tribal tattoos kind of going up and down her body which glow under the sort of shadowy light of the club. She's kind of doing a thing with a couple of hoops. Long red hair, sharp eyes, beautiful features, but absolutely terrified.
And it's probable that the hair and maybe the tattoos were stuck on afterwards. They're probably not permanent. Is there any way to tell that?
You can compare. You're able to kind of identify that she is actually a dancer at the club.
Okay.
Or was. So
well, that's
it's
good.
all legit.
So we need to try and track her past as well. Right, I've found the girl, and yeah, she was absolutely crapping it. So we can trace her movements back a little as well, see what happened there. I mean, I imagine that she was probably blackmailed.
Could be, but I have a feeling it's going to lead us back to the same
Oh,
three
yes,
speakers.
sure.
Stitch.
Yep.
You were doing a scan.
Yeah, medtech scan on myself.
Yes.
10 and a 7, 17, 16, 34.
There is. So, be more specific. What were you looking for again?
So
Sorry?
I was looking for any kind of tag that would indicate that they had implanted either some sort of subliminal commands or anything else into my brain. So basically a brainwave scan, comparing my prior brainwave scans to my current one after we left there.
There are no changes to your brainwaves.
Okay.
What's
He doesn't share
again?
that 34.
Yeah, there's no changes to your brainwaves. Yeah, that's fine.
He
Okay.
doesn't share that information. He just assumed, if anybody asks him to run a brainwave scan, he'll definitely take him up to the clinic and charge him for it. But
get some extra dollar from them.
other than that, he's just going to wait for Ruby to come back.
Okay. Speaking of which, Ruby comes back. She heads in and she goes, right, I've just been speaking to some of my contacts, and the truth speakers are apparently packing up. They're putting everything onto trucks and bikes and are trying to get the hell out of Dodge. So you guys have transportation down here, don't you?
You now. In fact, we got some of their bikes.
They don't
Right.
look like their bikes anymore.
No, you've pimped them.
That's almost a shame because we could have ridden up on their bikes with the white beret on and
Yeah, but I
blended
wasn't
right in.
planning on giving them back.
no.
How many bikes do you have?
I don't know how many other people took. I have 2.
I'm pretty sure there was enough for one each.
Yeah, okay.
I
'Cause
don't know
I
if
took
other
one.
people took them.
Pete took one. Can't remember if Aaron took one or not. I know either Aaron or Jim didn't take one, but the other one did.
Jim
Yeah,
took
I
one.
didn't.
Yeah.
I did not.
So
But Roger took 2.
you've got enough for each of you to have a bike. Okay.
If someone wants to rent one.
Ruby goes, right, hold on a sec. She clears the table in front of you, which had like, an English tea china set on top of it, and she kind of pushes it aside and pulls off the sheet that was covering the table, and it's actually some sort of computer terminal / projector, and she clicks a couple of buttons and a holographic display appears of the mega building and the car park inside it, and she goes, right, we're here, pointing to Boxtown. They're over here, points to the location. We're not going to be able to get there in time, but we can intercept them. Get on your bikes, take this shortcut, and she kind of highlights a route through the map. There's a secret kind of passage here through a large air conditioning tube, and it will take you out onto the highway where they will be. So you should practically pop out behind them on the highway going underneath the mega building.
Right. And then what? There's like 100 of those guys and 4 of us.
No, there's not 100 of them. There's a truck, some bikes. I haven't got exact numbers, but between you, I think you'll be able to handle them. I mean, you can all ride a bike, right? Of course you
I can ride. But Ruby, I got one very important question for you. No disrespect. Mud hired me. Donnie was his second. Both of them are gone. Are we under contract from the Yakuza to finish this? Because if we're not, I'm going back to my clinic.
Consider your contract picked up by the Yakuza. Gentlemen,
All right.
if we don't sort this out, there'll be a gang war in the middle of this mega structure. And not only will we be tearing each other apart, but a lot of innocent people are going to get caught in the middle.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure somebody was covering the cost of my clinic. If you said the Yakuza are picking it up, I trust you.
Now I'm all up for making a bit of money, but this is bad business. So get on your bikes, get down that air conditioning shaft, and jump on them on the highway. I don't care how you do it, but you take a prisoner, or you take down one of the trucks and you get whatever paperwork you can find, so that we can prove that it was these guys that were behind the whole thing to the rest of the gangs and
Sure.
crime bosses, so that we can put a lid on this whole thing.
You got
Well-
any toys that we can take along to maybe help out a little bit? Because let's be honest, this bad boy's a bit of a pea shooter.
Yes. Hold on a sec. She pushes one of the kind of large throw pillows out of the way, lifts up a bit of cardboard, and there's a safe underneath, and she opens it up, and she basically pulls out a rocket launcher. It is a one-shot rocket launcher. Take this. This will help. Now, gentlemen, get on those bikes and get after. Get after them now. Get after those truth speakers.
Stitch is already walking away and getting on the bike.
Right.
He's like,
so we will leave it there with you guys getting on your motorcycles and ready to chase down the truth speakers on the highway to get the information you need to prove that it was them behind this whole thing. Thank you very much. I hope you've all had a good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Garblag Games. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. What have we got on tomorrow? Anyone?
Well, tonight on Garblag North America, 9
Yes,
p.m. Central Standard Time, we're actually playing Achtung Cthulhu because Jeff's travel plans fell through. So the whole gang is back to finish off Rome and punch some Nazis and serpent people.
And then tomorrow we've got Nye running Monster of the Week.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So hopefully you'll see us again next week for the final installment and final chase in our Cyberpunk Red campaign. Thank you very much.
Not Cyberpunk till there's been a car chase.
Exactly. We're ending on a chase. I thought we'd like it.
Cool.
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we will catch you on the flip side.